Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to Democracy 3. My name, of course, is Potato. Let us get started. We are playing as an independent Scotland. We do have a little tiny, teensy-weeny, a bit of a deficit at the moment. 28 billion. It's pocket change at this stage in the game, I think. Very, very happy with the progress that we have made in terms of our cash reserves, Got a shit ton of money to burn. That's what I'm trying to say. Woo, go us. Okay, so we've basically got, I don't want to say an infinite amount of political capital, but we've got a very, very large number. And, we did say that we wanted to try and reduce the number of capitalists actually in the country. So we are doing that. We absolutely are doing that. It's gonna be a slow process. It's absolutely going to be a slow process, but we are determined to do it. Now, is there anything that we can actually do to make capitalists a little bit more happy with us? I mean, there's obviously the whole thing about reducing income tax, but they don't seem to like the state healthcare service either. But that does increase socialism membership, so that's not something that we're getting rid of. Income tax, I could reduce income tax, but I would have to shred income tax by so much that it may not be worth it. Yeah, let's hold on to that. I mean, I am very, very hopeful that we will actually manage to eradicate capitalism from the country, but it's not going to be an overnight sort of thing. We're just going to have to keep on going. We are running this deficit that I've talked about previously, but if we can just get our GDP back up to where it used to be, then we would be in a much, much better situation. Wait a second, that's not what I wanted to click. This is what I wanted to click. Fantastic. Yeah. Okay, so basically I'm going to blame the entire collapse, from the highs, the lofty highs of the very, very top of the chart to the bottom. I'm going to blame that on the global economy. Absolutely not our fault. There is a couple of things that are slowing us down, for example, this chemical plant explosion, and let's go and take another look and see what else is slowing us down, actually. Environment. What? So the environment is so good that... No, here, look. Why was it looking at effects? I don't know. Is there anything major that's slowing us down? Obviously, the global economy, minus 30%. I mean, that's roughly 30% of the entire graph. And then there's also this chemical plant explosion. No? Did that disappear? May have disappeared. I have no idea. But yeah, basically the global economy is reducing our current sort of GDP by 30%. And a 30% increase to our current income. Our current income is 150 billion, right? A 30% increase on that will give us 200 billion, and that is more than enough to eliminate this deficit. So this is very much a temporary deficit. It's not going to be around forever, but it's just a case of enduring it until it runs out, I think. Okay, the DNA database. What do we want? Who do we need to please? I guess we can... Whoops. I guess we can sort of say no. I think we'll... You know what, lads? Yeah, fuck it. Let's allow the database. We're a socialist country. Of course, we'd probably do that. Well, I don't really know. I don't really think you can decide the fate of a database. Whoa, what the hell? I don't think you're going to decide the fate of a... Why on earth are you going black screen? Why does the music stop? I sometimes don't understand this crazy nonsense, There we go. Goodness gracious me, how difficult was that? I'll tell you, it wasn't very difficult at all. My, oh my, oh my. Anyway, just one of life's great mysteries occasionally. What goes on inside my computer? I don't really know, to be honest. I have no real clue. How is this whole money supply thing going? Obviously, we're trying to reduce inflation, and that is, that is, fingers crossed, going to do some good shit, really. I mean, giving us some increased poor earnings, I think. That's pretty much what we're after. But obviously, it will contribute to our currency strength, I think. Yeah, which is going to reduce international trade a little bit. Although, international trade looks like it's going up. Yes, please. Any day of the week. Was closing airports the smartest thing that I've ever done? Well, maybe not. Maybe we could sort of rescind that ban. Although I think an SNP government wouldn't really go back on a major decision like that. So, you know what? Let's stay true to the formula and let's just press ahead irregardless. The GDP is, or our country's GDP is still trash. We'll legalize euthanasia. It hasn't happened in Scotland yet, but I've got a sneaking suspicion that over the next few years it will. There was a very, very famous member of the Scottish Parliament who was a person that suffered from lifelong Parkinson's, actually, called Margot MacDonald. And she died, actually, and yeah, she campaigned for assisted suicide for a long, long time. There's a little fun fact for you about Scottish politics. Not that anybody really watches this because they're interested in Scottish politics. If you watch this and you're interested in Scottish politics and you like me to talk like that, then, you know, just tell me, because I can do that. Like, politics, that's my jam, you know? Let me know. Absolutely, just let me know if you want me to speak like that. If not, just tell me to shut up, you know? Just say, no, over the potato, I don't want you speaking utter tosh. You know, that's understandable too. I can sympathize with that. Okay. We did actually totally eradicate that flat income tax, didn't we? Which is something that we could reinstate should our little economic slump last longer than anticipated. Although I have a high hope that it will not. Subway subsidies. Ban low mile per gallon cars. Limit or ban cars in cities. New car subsidies. Nothing really takes my fancy. And this law and order area, wow, this is literally the worst area. I despise it with every bone in my body. It is a light bulb ban. What the fuck? Wow. Okay, well, we're scrapping this. This is the shittest thing I think I've ever seen. It was terrible. It doesn't do anything. It just takes away from our GDP, which is completely stupid. But whatever. Where did the light bulb ban actually go? Like, I can't see it. There it is. How much do we need to cancel the policy? 30 political capital. Wow. You know what? It helps to experiment. You know, flooding damage is going to be +1. We should be able to respond to that in fairly quick fashion, if I'm completely honest. I don't think it'll be too much of an issue. We are still running this massive, massive deficit. Our GDP is continuing to fall. The global economy looks like it's sort of picking itself up off its feet. Although I don't know why our GDP went down, but the global economy went up over the last turn. That, to me, is not something that I want to see happen a lot. Flooding damage has developed. That is going to massively sink down our GDP. A huge 16%. Oh, that's really not great. And we've got a whole bunch of flooding damage, and Endra is the only people that can deal with it. I don't know why capitalists are grumpy at me. Like, they shouldn't be. Because this is exactly why I introduced a policy such as Endra to combat the rampant flooding that we seem to be having in Scotland, which it does actually happen from time to time. You know, fairly severe floods can happen, although, you know, it's sort of a once every 5 or 10 years sort of thing, rather than a regular occurrence. But hey, you know, sometimes in November and October you get some pretty serious floods. Not as serious as America though, but hey ho. Okay, countryside access law. I think we are going to support this law because this is actually the type of law that is in place in Scotland. You can't actually trespass on private land. So if I went up to a farmer or whatever and just walked over his land, I wouldn't get charged for it. I would probably get in trouble because I was walking on his land, but I theoretically wouldn't get charged for it as long as I didn't damage any of his shit, which I obviously wouldn't do, because why the hell would anybody go and just damage a farmer's stuff for the sake of it? Okay, money supply is reducing GDP. It's alright. Global economy is now only hurting our economy by 16%, so we should, over the next couple of turns, see a little bit of a larger boost than I think we saw this turn. I mean, that's quite a substantial boost actually for one turn. That's not bad. I mean, it's not as good as, you know, the great days gone past, but it's not bad, you know. It's getting there. Not to mention the fact that we've got like almost perfect education, poverty, crime, health. Although poverty should be a little bit lower actually. Recreational drugs tax. We're going to cancel this recreational drugs tax. This is unnecessary. That we want to kill off poverty as quickly as possible. Still running a budget deficit, starting to get a little bit worried about the fact that our reserves are running ever closer to the ground, which sort of scares me a little bit. Once again, let's go to poverty and let's see what else is hurting us. Interest rates, which we can actually adjust. We can actually adjust this. What do we want to do? I don't want to be increasing poverty by 3%. Although 3%, that's a questionable difference. I mean, 10% alcohol tax, 10% sales tax. Okay, let's cancel alcohol tax, and let's also cancel sales tax as soon as we have the ability to do so. And you know what? I think we actually may be able to do it this turn. Which one's sales tax? Enterprise investment scheme. Have I not scaled this off yet? No, I am going to cancel this policy right now. And I'm also going to cancel... Is this the sales tax? Health food subsidies? No. Ah, fuck it. I'll just go back to here and click on the sales tax. Okay, it looks like a shopping bag with a percentage on. Go figure. Go figure. What an idiot I am. Okay, good. Actually, capitalists are going to be a little bit happier when we get rid of this. Although, 26 billion, that's a lot to give up on. That is a lot to give up on. Although, we should have almost a negligible amount of poverty. 66 billion deficit over the course of the next turn. I'm not sure that we are going to be able to sustain that level of expenditure. This may warrant... This is a great turn. That may warrant the reintroduction of a flat income tax. So the egalitarian society, that's great. Over the past turn, it shot up. Would you fucking look at the size of that shooting up? That's fucking crazy. Immigration scandal. Oh no, who cares? Poverty. Wow. Look at the poverty. It just went through the floor. Fantastic to see. Unemployment did go up a little bit. I don't know why, but hey-oh, I guess it's back down now. That's great news. That's very, very good news indeed. And our GDP is recovering strongly. And please note this. We've got a budget deficit of 62 billion right now. What will we have next turn? That'll tell us how fast we're roughly growing our economy. That is down to 59.62 billion. Okay. Yeah, that's not great. So we gained 3 billion, give or take. But that's really quite bad. Yeah, we're going to have some either radical spending cuts or something. We're going to have to do something. I don't know what we can do, to be honest. The Climate Change Adaptation Fund? Do we want to collect more income? I mean, government borrowing, well, it's not actually government borrowing, it's just, the reserves that we've currently got. Do we want to put income tax up a little bit? I mean, 79 billion to perhaps 100 billion or so? I don't really think we do. You know what? I think we do. I think we just flat out reintroduce the flat income tax. I know it's unpopular, but we just leave it at default. It's going to completely be fine for us. It is going to reduce equality by 18%. Holy shit. Let's try and minimize the impact of it. Okay, here's the plan. We implement the flat income tax and we reduce it as much as we possibly can until, we reduce it literally every turn. Manually reduce it every turn. It's going to cost a shit ton of political capital, but do I see any other way? Not really. The flat income tax is a surefire way to just make us a shit ton of money. Trade agreement. We are going to refuse to sign this trade agreement because the SNP government are very, very skeptical about the whole European, American, what's it called? TPP? No. Trans-Pacific Partnership? No. Trans-Pacific Partnership is the trade agreement between America and Japan. It is... Oh, I can't remember what it is between Europe and America, but somebody out there will know. If you know what it is, if you know what the trade agreement between America and Europe is supposed to be, then, by all means, let me know in the comments. Perfect. Airport expansion. We are going to allow the airport expansion plans. The government actually did something quite interesting. Holy shit. That's amazing. We've got a surplus of 1.8 billion. Well, let's see what we have next turn. That's going to be the big one, basically. The SNP government did we're not going to introduce or raise or lower the flat income tax rate. The SNP government did actually buy an airport for £1 off a private business, and they're trying to turn it around. I'm not entirely sure how successful they're being. Holy shit! Less than 30,000 votes. 30,000 votes. We got 97% of the electorate to vote for us. Are you kidding me? That is very impressive. That is fantastic. Scientific discovery boosting our GDP. Our GDP must be at the absolute max, which is where it darn well should be. And now this is the news that we've all been waiting for. We can actually afford to say, hey, we are going to reduce this by, and what is it at the moment? 65. We can reduce it all the way down to 49 or 48, whatever. And that should basically mean we're breaking even. And that's sort of what we want to do. We got a minor budget deficit of about 800 million. You know, that's fine. I can cope with 800 million each turn. Absolutely okay with that. Absolutely okay with that. Okay, now the important thing that we haven't checked on for a good long time. How are the socialists coming along? 89% of the population. That is very, very positive indeed. The enterprise investment scheme is wearing off. The basic income guarantee is being introduced slowly but surely. Very, very slowly but very, very surely. You are not very effective. You are increasing the implementation time. You are shit. You are very, very bad, welfare minister. You're really fucking ineffective. I mean, everybody else, like... you're not very loyal. You're a capitalist, though. Yeah, bit dodgy, but whatever. Yeah, I'm just fucking annoyed at how ineffective you are. Like, the biggest policy that we've ever introduced, and you fucking increase the implementation time. Like, what? It's so stupid. Stupid. But anyway, I think that's a fairly good place to wrap up. We are slowly but surely eradicating the capitalists from our country. And you know what's kind of crazy? Is the fact that they're not super fucking angry with us. I mean, they fucking love their toll roads. They really fucking do. They really love their toll roads. They really love rare earth metal mining, which is... Let's just check this. National incentives for rare earth metal mining. That doesn't seem like something that they would like. That doesn't really seem like something that they would get on board with. You know, being free trade people and all. I mean, national incentives, that seems to disrupt the whole side of free trade. And according to economics, that subsidies really mess with the free market, so to speak. So I really don't know why capitalists are very happy with that. What else are they happy with? Compulsory work for the unemployed. How? This I suppose this sort of makes sense, but it doesn't really make sense. Wow, this is actually doing quite I say a significant. It's doing a bit of work for our GDP. It helps reduce unemployment. It's actually a really, really good policy, apart from the fact that it pisses off the socialists and it pisses off the poor. But I don't know what I was going to say. I was going to say meh there, but it came out as may. So, meh, I guess. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching Democracy 3 as an independent Scotland. My name, of course, is Orbital Potato. If you've enjoyed the video, you know, comment. I've said like 3 times throughout the video that, you know, you comment if you want me to talk about Scottish politics more and international shit that I sort of enjoy reading about and talking about to you guys, because this gives me an excuse to talk about politics. If you don't like that shit, then you know what, just tell me in the comments. And if you do, then tell me even harder. That's right, you know. And if you've enjoyed this video, it always helps if you can leave a like, because it means that I get stuck up higher on the search thingamadooter on the YouTube search page. Yeah, bet you didn't know that. That is a very, very fun fact. So yeah, my name of course has been Orbital Potato. You've been watching Democracy 3, and we have been playing as an independent, or semi-independent, I usually forget to mention that, but, you know, playing as an independent Scotland, and I will see you next time. Bye!